Hi, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk, and here I have the Sony Ericsson Satio, which is one of the new breed of Sony Ericsson handsets to actually have a 12.1 megapixel camera, which they are sort of pushing quite heavily at the moment, especially on TV and various other advertising campaigns. This one comes courtesy of our friends over at Super eTrader, which we're grateful for supplying a review handset. Just going to unbox now. So first and foremost, we have the handset itself placed right on top. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in just a second. Underneath we have a headset, which thankfully does have this adapter. So firstly, on one end it does have the Sony Ericsson proprietary connector that you see there, and a length of cable and a little clip to clip it onto clothing, and then an inline microphone with a push button and a 3.5mm headphone socket there. So you can use your own headphones, or you can use the ones that are supplied, which are just here. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack, so standard, so you can use your own. You can use these ones. These ones look quite good. We have seen these on some of the other Sony Ericsson handsets, and they are quite decent headphones, so that's quite cool. So, and there's also a number of different rubber in-ear plugs there, so if you suit your actual size of your ears. There is then a small stylus, which is non-telescopic, unlike some of the others that we've seen that actually telescope out of here. It is designed to go on as a phone charm, so it will actually tether around the handset itself, which we'll show you in just a moment. Also in the box we have the charger, which again has this proprietary style Sony Ericsson connector, but it does allow you to piggyback your headphones or sync charge cable in the back of it while you're actually using the external charger, which is quite cool. Then there is a USB to proprietary sync charge cable, which you need for downloading your photographs to your PC or your Mac, or also putting music onto the handset. We have an AV cable, which I'll just unpack, which once again has this proprietary style connector on the one end, and then has 3 phono plugs on the other. So we have a composite video, and then we have left and right audio on the red and the white connectors there. So you can actually output your recorded video or recorded photographs onto a large screen to show your friends. We then have the battery, which is very thin, as you can see there, and quite lightweight. It is a 1000 mAh battery. Then we have the battery compartment cover there, which is just a simple plastic battery compartment, which we'll put on in just a second. And then finally, in the bottom of the box, we have the user guide, an important information booklet, some information on Sony Ericsson movies, and then SAR information. Just actually quickly look at the user guide. You'll notice it is a leaflet, which is pretty common actually for Sony Ericsson handsets. They tend to have this leaflet rather than a weighted booklet, but that's all there. So let's have a look at the handset itself. First of all, on the front we have a small forward-facing VGA camera, which is used for video conferencing. Then we have a 3.5-inch diagonal display there, which will turn on in just a moment. But it is a touchscreen display, and it's 360 by 640 pixels, so it's kind of widescreen. Below that we have a couple of keys. So you have the phone keys, the red and the green phone key, and then a menu button in the centre. And if I just actually will peel off the screen protector, which does have bubbles under it, so that we can see the screen a bit more closely in a moment. We then have a slider here, which is basically your lock switch, so you hold it down to lock and hold it down to unlock. Then we do have that proprietary style Sony Ericsson connector that you've mentioned a couple of times already. Underneath this cover we have a micro SD card socket, and actually in place we do have a micro SD card supplied, which is an 8 gig micro SD card. That just pops in like so. and it's under that cover, which keeps it nice and neat. Nothing really to speak of on the bottom apart from that eyelet for the phone charm or a lanyard, so that does enable us actually to put the stylus that I mentioned earlier on, can actually connect at the bottom there, so that you can keep it with it. On the right hand side then we have a dedicated camera button. Because of the nature of this camera, 12.1 megapixel camera, it is pretty high quality, and so then we do have a slightly more sophisticated camera button in that it is two-stage, so you push it partially to autofocus and then you push it again to actually take the photograph, which is pretty common amongst digital cameras themselves. We then have a camera and a movie button, which we actually use for changing the mode, and a playback button. We also have an up and down volume control rocker, and is also used for your actual zoom. There's really nothing to speak of on top apart from just a small button, which is the power button. And if we swing around to the back, our SIM card goes just under here and actually is on this slide thing here in this orange part. So the SIM card actually sits in that tray and you push it in place, and likewise to get it out you just slide it out like so. And if we just pop the battery in, that slides in like so, and then the back cover pops on neatly like that. As you can see, the back is quite shiny. It's sort of a piano glossy black. There is a cover over the lens which springs open like so, and that is on a spring-loaded mechanism, and is quite neat. There is a proper flash under there that you can see, and then we actually have the camera itself, and you'll notice, maybe you can't see there is actually a cover over that lens, and it is currently closed. And not only that, we actually obviously do have this sliding mechanism which keeps everything clean and tidy underneath, and actually keeps it quite neat and tidy. It is slightly bulbous though on the top. So let me just power up, and while we're just waiting for that to come on, just run down the rest of the spec. As I say, 3.5 inch diagonal display, which is 360 by 640 pixels widescreen. It is quad band for GSM and dual band for HSDPA, so you can use it pretty much wherever you're going to take it throughout the world. We also have built-in Wi-Fi, 802.11b and G, and Bluetooth 2 with A2DP support. Also have built-in GPS, so you can geotag your photographs, which is quite cool. Camera images can be uploaded automatically to Facebook or various other social networking sites, allowing you to just share them instantly from the handset itself, which is quite good. And as I've already mentioned, it's a 12.1 megapixel camera. The operating system is actually just warning me that I don't have a SIM card installed, and it's not going to let me operate without that, so let's just quickly pop a SIM card into the handset. Obviously this particular handset is unlocked, so we'll work with any network SIM card. So let's just pop that in place, which doesn't take a moment to do, and put the cover back on, power back up. Carry on running through the rest of the spec. We have a built-in FM radio with RDS support. As I say, 12.1 megapixel camera. One of only two handsets that I know to have a 12 megapixel camera, the other one being the Pixon 12. Dimensions: 112mm from top to bottom, 55mm wide, 13mm thick. I think that increases slightly at the top there, 13mm there, and probably nearer to 20 at the top portion there. Actually, I've already mentioned it is 1000 milliamp hour. So let's actually just skip out of the setup wizard. The operating system is actually Symbian, and we just have a quick look at the user interface. So along the top here, obviously at the moment we are sort of kind of in the home screen. Then we have favourites, of which I have none. No people actually set up on there just at the moment. We have our internet, which we have shortcuts for Lonely Planet, Picasa, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, BBC News and so on. I'm sure we can customise that. Then kind of our home screen in the middle. Then we have media and photos, which don't actually have anything on there at the moment. And then we have a tab at the end for various other items. So we've got our profiles, track ID, Google Maps, Wi-Fi wizard, Bluetooth, conversations, notes and radio. We have a settings button at the bottom also, and we can go into our different settings here with different shortcuts, and we can actually change the shortcuts on that main page there, which we just skip out of and go back. We'll go back to the home screen. If buttons at the bottom. First of all, one is our phone dialer. Second one is media, which is just actually scanning for files. We'll cancel that so we can look at photos, music and video. Go to photo. We've got all our latest photos, camera album, photo tags, web album, pictures. We'll come back out of there for a moment. And pop back in, we've got messaging, showing me that, it would show me here if we've got any new messages, our inbox, mailbox, sent items, drafts, and so on. That would all be shown here. And finally, search. And we can actually go online and, powered by Google, we can actually search immediately. We just accept that. And we'll cancel out of there. Pushing the middle button brings up the main menu. We have Play Now, Internet, Entertainment, Camera and Settings, and we'll just pop into Camera very quickly. Which launches the camera application. It's telling me to open the lens cover, which I can do so there. And that's it. And you'll notice that the screen's actually just adjusting the white balance. Let's just bring something in to take a photograph of. Nothing very interesting. If we just take a quick picture of that, it's currently out of focus. You'll notice that the camera button is illuminated also. So it's actually out of focus at the moment. If I partially press that button, the light illuminates on the back to help with focusing. It's now perfectly in focus, and the square around that item has turned green. If I push the button again, notice that we have a flash and the picture's taken, and the quality of the picture really isn't bad at all. I don't know if you can really make it out on screen. Obviously, when it comes to do the full review, I'll have much better sample images for you than just obviously taking pictures of the cable. But that's there. We can obviously choose to delete that, and I'm going to choose to delete that image now. So that's a very quick rundown of the spec of the Sony Ericsson Satio. We'll have a full review for you on site on tracymac.co.uk over the next couple of weeks. Or if you're already looking to buy the Sony Ericsson Satio, check out superetrader.com, where they have the handset in stock at the moment. And for any other unboxing videos, check out our other site, unboxings.com.